Hello and welcome back to the Old Soul Millennial channel. You may be wondering why I'm standing in front of a bunch of 3M air filtration products. The video vid's over, right? Well, it is, but up here in the Northeast, we went through an event last week that I don't think we've seen the likes of in quite some time. At least not in my lifetime. What I'm talking about is that there were a bunch of wildfires burning up in Canada. I'm pretty sure some of them are still pretty active, but for whatever reason, the jet stream, the high and low pressures, ended up dumping all that wildfire smoke down here into the Northeast. I was in and out of New York City, and I remember being on the 6th floor of this building and looking outside at the time when the smoke was at its worst point, and it was just yellow outside. You could only see about a quarter mile in front of you. I'll share some video clips now, but driving down the road too, it was just really thick. It reminded me of the movie The Mist. I don't know if you've ever seen The Mist, but horror movie, good movie, but that's kind of what it reminded me of. But also working inside this building, I remember that the air filtration system in that building was not able to keep up with the amount of smoke in the outside atmosphere. I'm not sure if the building system wasn't designed to filter out smoke or if it just wasn't able to keep up with the amount of smoke in the outside atmosphere. And I remember smelling smoke in the building, this wildfire smoke, and I thought, this is something that I need to be prepared for. So in today's video, I want to share with you some ways that you can kind of prepare for this in the future, protect yourself, protect your family, and protect the air quality in your household. Now, two quick disclaimers before we move forward. One, I'm not sponsored by 3M in any way, shape, or form. This is stuff I bought with my own money. I just like their products. Second disclaimer, I'm not a scientist. I don't have a master's degree in air quality. I'm not a meteorologist. I'm just a guy with a video camera trying to pass along some good information. So take this video for what it is. Now, from here on out, I want to divide this video into two halves. We're first going to talk about personal masks, and then we're going to talk about indoor air quality and the different ratings and ways to kind of help protect your household air quality. So, when it comes to protecting yourself, your lungs from the outdoor smoke, one of the best and quickest and simplest ways that you can do that is just to wear a mask. Try and stay away from those little flimsy masks. You want to go with at least an N95 mask. So this is kind of like good, better, best. So let's talk about each of these. So first, you have a basic N95 mask, which I believe the K means that it's kind of folding, which these masks are okay. I mean, they're definitely good at filtering particles out of the outside atmosphere. The thing I dislike about these masks is that when you go to exhale, that warm, moist air coming out of your lungs, in order for it to escape the seal of the mask, it kind of has to go on the outside edges. So if you're wearing glasses or goggles or anything like that, it'll fog up your glasses, and it makes it very uncomfortable to wear this mask for long periods of time. So this is good, but a better option is something like this. This is the 3M Cool Flow 8511. These are N95 masks as well. But the nice thing about these masks, although they are more expensive, when you go to exhale, they have an exhaust flapper valve right here. So that warm, moist air does not have to escape around the edges of the mask. It'll escape right here through that little exhaust flapper. So this is better. Now, here's the best, in my opinion anyway, in terms of this level of mask protection. So this is a 3M half-face respirator, and I use 2091 filter cartridges, and this is actually a P100 filter. So these N95 masks will filter out, I believe, like 95% of the fine particles in the air, as where with this P100 will filter out 99.8% of those fine particles, if I'm not mistaken. So you have two filters, large surface area for this filter to kind of suck in outside air. So what I'm getting at is that it's easier to breathe, and additionally, this mask has a larger exhaust valve. So there's a little exhaust valve right here, so when you breathe in, really easy to breathe in, but when you exhale, all that air, that warm, moist air, comes out of this bottom port right here. So these P100 half-face respirators do the best job at filtering out all those fine particles, and it's just really easy and comfortable to breathe for long periods of time in this mask. Now let's talk about indoor air filters. So the indoor air filters, there's two very common ratings, which we'll talk about in a moment here, but on both of those ratings, these filters are rated on a scale. And basically, the higher the number that they are on that scale means that they will filter out smaller particles. So if you have a MERV 20 filter, it'll filter out very, very small particles, where if you have a MERV 1 filter, it'll filter out some particles, but the smaller particles will pass through. So first we're going to talk about the MERV rating. Now the MERV rating stands for minimum energy rating value, and the MERV scale goes from 1 to 20. Now these filters right here, these are a MERV 5 rating, and they are good for lint and household dust. So this is not good for filtering out smoke. The advantage of having like a lower MERV rating is that the filters are cheaper and they won't clog up as quick. But because we're talking about wildfires here, we want to ensure that we purchase the appropriately MERV rated filter. So this MERV 5, this is no good. If you want to filter out wildfire smoke, you want to go with at least a MERV 13. Now let's talk about the second rating. The second rating is NPR, which NPR stands for Microparticle Performance Rating. And the NPR rating is scaled from 300 to 2800. Now if you want to filter out smoke, you want to go with a filter with an NPR rating of at least 1900. So here I have a 3M 1900 NPR rated filter, and this will filter out smoke. Now I'm going to look on the back of this filter and it'll tell me what other things it'll filter out. So this 1900 will filter out dust mites, household dust, pollen, pet dander, smoke, smog, cough and sneeze, bacteria, viruses, candle soot, PM 2.5, exhaust particles, and ultrafine particles. So if you're trying to filter out smoke, you want to go with an NPR rating of at least 1900 or a MERV rating of at least 13. Now, a question you may have is, well, what if I don't have central AC? Here's a good, simple solution. Make your own air filter. Get yourself a box fan. And I'll take some measurements real quick. I think this is 21 by 21, right? 21 by 21. So get yourself either a 21 by 21 properly rated air filter or larger. I mean, this is a 24 by 24 and you could 100% use this over a box fan. And as soon as you take the plastic off and turn the box fan on, I mean, you don't even have to duct tape the filter to the fan. That fan will just pull a vacuum, suck air through here, and it'll filter out all those nasty particles that you don't want to be breathing. But anyway, I'm going to conclude this video. Hopefully this video has given you some good tips, some ways to help protect yourself, your family, and your household from this new crazy world that we're living in. Now I'm prepared, and I think you should be too. So anyway, thanks for watching. As always, I will catch you on the next one.